Every business owner knows they need to somehow use AI in their business. But the real question is, how do you actually use it? So in this video, I'll break down exactly how businesses can combine AI and automation to boost conversion rates and cut down wasted time on manual tasks. So without further ado, let's begin. Now before we jump into the how, let's first understand why automating your business with AI actually helps you make more money. I'll walk you through a few simple scenarios so you can clearly see how this plays out in real life. Scenario 1. Speed to lead. Think about this. When someone becomes a lead, they're most interested in that very moment. But after just a few minutes, their interest fades or they go to a competitor, so you're no longer their priority. That's why businesses that respond to leads within 60 seconds see conversion rates shoot up by as much as 391%. So just by responding quickly, you win attention before anyone else does. Scenario 2. Follow-up consistency. Here's another reality. 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-ups, yet most businesses stop after just 1 or 2. That means money is left on the table, not because the product or service isn't good, but because many businesses either give up too soon or simply forget to follow up. And the point I'm trying to make here is that consistent follow-up shows you care, keeps you top of mind, and ultimately wins the deal. But you have to make sure that it's done thoughtfully. Scenario 3. 24/7 availability. Leads don't only reach out between 9 and 5. And research shows that up to 50% of customers buy from the first business that responds. That means speed matters more than anything else. And in many cases, it doesn't even matter if it's late at night. So when you're available anytime, you position your business to capture that demand instead of losing it to a competitor who replied faster. So basically take it as a shop that never closes. That means you're always making money. To sum up, if you put these three together, that means that your business responds faster, follows up consistently, and is available 24/7. Studies show that conversion rates often double, and in some cases even triple, without spending extra on new leads. So the decision is yours. Do you want to keep on getting new leads, or convert more of the ones you already have? Now here's another reason why automating with AI helps your business make more money. It saves you and your team time. Think about how many hours are lost every week to repetitive, low-value tasks such as qualifying leads, chasing appointments, sending reminders, and updating spreadsheets. Cutting out this busy work frees your team to focus on revenue-generating work. On top of that, AI can handle repetitive questions instantly. So instead of your team spending hours answering the same FAQs over and over again, they stay focused on what actually matters, which is building customer relationships and closing deals. And with admin out of the way, your team spends more time on the growth side, closing deals, serving customers, and scaling the business. These are the activities that drive real profit. So the why is simple here. More time on money-making activities means more money made. And I'm sure you've heard the saying, you have to spend money in order to buy time to make more money. And that's exactly what's happening here. Alright, now that we've just covered the reasons why a hybrid AI lead management system like this can make your business more money, we'll now move on to covering exactly how it's able to do what it does. So we'll be covering the prompt of the conversational AI agent that qualifies and handles FAQs, as well as the logic of the automation workflows, the ones that are responsible to remind your clients, nurture them, follow up with them, and create tasks for your team. Firstly, we'll be covering the entry point into the pipeline in our system, which is this conversational AI agent that does some of the heavy lifting for us, like handling the early stage communication with your leads. For example, it could qualify them, answer their questions, and guide them through the sales process. and it does this very naturally. Then the AI agent is also able to automatically update some of the fields. And by fields, I mean that whenever you have a new contact or a new lead in your pipeline, a profile is created for them automatically, and certain fields are associated with them, which includes fields that store their name, email, budget, timeline, and etc. So, throughout the conversation, the AI agent automatically populates these fields, fills them up so you don't have to do it manually later. Next, the AI agent is also able to trigger certain actions once a lead has been qualified. And these actions can include creating tasks for them and notifying them. Now, if you want to see what this conversational AI agent looks like, I've recorded a demo and I'll link the video down below. This AI agent primarily is designed for WhatsApp, but it can work on Facebook Messenger and Instagram DMs. Alright, it's time for me to show you what makes it work. The prompt, which is basically a set of instructions and rules written in plain English that the chatbot follows. Now, I have made a more detailed video on my YouTube channel explaining the prompt, so I'll only be covering the main parts in this video. The prompt has three components: the personality, intent, and additional information. As the name suggests, in the personality section, you define how you want your chatbot to behave like when communicating with your leads. So you could instruct it to be more friendly or more professional, depending on your brand voice. Now, in the intent section, you have to clearly define the goals of the chatbot. Basically tell it why it exists. So you have to very clearly inform the chatbot of its tasks. For example, its role would be to ask qualifying questions, which we'll define later in the additional information section, and be able to handle FAQs mid-conversation. And last but not the least, the third section is really where you add all the nitty-gritty like rules that the chatbot must abide with. For example, to not ask a question for which the lead has provided an answer for indirectly or directly in the conversation somewhere else. In the additional information section, you'll also be able to add the qualifying questions that the chatbot is supposed to ask. Don't worry, I'll be pasting the entire prompt in the description below. Let's move on to automation workflows. Now, after the interaction with AI, it's really these workflows that carry the entire system. I'll be showing you some examples of the workflows, but first let me tell you what these workflows are able to do and how they function. So the workflows have a trigger and an action. A trigger could be something like when a lead is tagged as a hot lead, for example. The subsequent action would be to send a notification to a sales rep. Here are some other triggers and actions example. As promised, here are some workflow examples. The one you're seeing on your screen right now shows a trigger that says qualified lead tag added, and this trigger would automatically activate an appointment booking chatbot. Now, this workflow is triggered after the appointment is booked, so you can see that the subsequent actions are as follows. A confirmation is sent via WhatsApp, then 24 hours before the appointment, a reminder is sent, and then 1 hour before another reminder is sent, and then 5 minutes before another reminder is sent. So all of this is to make sure that your potential client actually shows up when it's time for the appointment. And this is another workflow. You can see that the trigger is when a contact is changed. So maybe their tag is changed, then we would create an opportunity and send them an email that has some sort of an offer. Alright, so before we end this video, here's an important section of the system I'd like to cover: lead segmentation, which basically means that you can segment leads by tags, by pipeline stage, or by custom fields. This is how the pipeline looks like. This is what the interface looks like when you're filtering out your contacts by custom fields to create smart lists so that you can carry out targeted actions. For example, you only want to send your exclusive emails to those who have previously used your service. Now, I'd like to highlight emails here as a great tool to be used for nurturing, upsells, and obviously, over time, you're also building your brand and authority. Because with every email that your leads and clients receive, they see your name in their inbox and get more familiar with you. And when you share useful insights, market updates, or client success stories, you're proving that you actually know what you're talking about, and that builds trust. And the more people trust you, the more they start to see you as the go to expert in your space. Alright, so now that you understand what this hybrid AI client and lead management system is, why it helps you make more money, save time, and how it works at a base level, the next step is really about looking at your own process. An expert can help you spot exactly where leads are falling through the cracks and set up AI powered systems to keep those opportunities alive so you're saving time and closing more deals. And just so you know, that's something we specialize in. If you'd like some support with it, you'll find a link to book a call with us below. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.